The author that I chose for this project is Jerry Spinelli. Jerry Spinelli is a classic middle grader author, meaning he usually writes for kids between the grades of 5th and ninth grade. But that doesn't mean his books aren't applicable or appreciated by students that are older, evidenced by some books, such as Stargirl. Jerry Spinelli wasn't always an author. After graduation from Gettysburg College, he took a job as a magazine editor. While he was an editor, he began to write short stories. Usually these short stories consisted of sport players and athletic feats, which go back to his time and background as an athlete in high school. Many of his published works also consist of kids playing sports. Jerry Spinelli addressed many different issues and topics within his books. One common trope within his books is the idea that what is it really like to be growing up as a middle or high schooler. In his books, he addresses the issues of school bullying, peer pressure, wanting to get new friends, gender stereotypes, and even difficult moral choices. Along with talking about school, he also hits on bigger issues and implications within his books. In some of his most popular works, he addresses topics such as school segregation or just segregation in general between the races. He also addresses anti-Semitism, what it means to be prejudiced, as well as shows students and kids in low socioeconomic situations, including homelessness. Overall, Spinelli has a great track record when it comes to criticism. Spinelli has won numerous awards, most notably the Newbery Medal, which is awarded to the best children's literature book of the year. He does receive negative criticism. There are some critics who find his portrayal of certain topics to be too simplistic, or not showing the realism of the situations. For this project, I decided to talk about 3 of my favorite books from the Spinelli canon: Maniac McGee, Crash, and Milkweed. I chose these books because all of them together kind of embody really what it means to read and know Jerry Spinelli. They also are all written at different times of Spinelli's career, showing really how he has progressed and changed as an author. The first book I'll talk about is Maniac McGee. Maniac McGee is about a young boy who has gone through a terrible tragedy. At the beginning of the book, his parents die, he runs away from home, becomes homeless, and begins to live in a segregated town that has a black side and a white side. Eventually, Maniac befriends both sides of the town as he tries to bring unity and not racial division to the town. This book is a classic example of Spinelli tackling huge issues, such as homelessness, segregation, and bullying. Maniac consistently has to go to home and search for every meal. He also is consistently bullied by different kids from the town. Spinelli portrays these things in his classic simplistic approach, showing in many ways the innocent nature of the main protagonist. Later on in Spinelli's career, he wrote the book Milkweed, which is about a little boy living in Nazi Germany. The little boy the story follows is, as Maniac McGee was, homeless. The difference, though, is that he eventually befriends a Jewish family who are ultimately taken to a Jewish ghetto. What is most interesting about this book is the narrator's perspective because the main character, the boy, never realizes what is happening. The last book is called Crash. Crash is about a middle school boy who is the star of the school. He's very athletic, is the star running back, and the fastest kid at school. However, he is also the bully. Throughout the book, Crash believes everyone else to be wrong and not him. But as the book progresses, he begins to become enlightened, and he has a choice to make, to stay with his friends or stand up for those that are being bullied and picked on. That's it for Spinelli. Now it's your guys' turn to do your own Pecha Kucha.